Low to the body. You see Canelo, you see Joshua do it. They go low to the body and go high. You see that's a whump bump. So I was doing this right, like you. The boxing way is, a lot of people do this in boxing. They step forward, yeah? You jumped in. So then you jumped in and then you're here. You're right here. So I'm just doing the simple drill.
UFC is more advanced than boxing. Boxers get paid more money, but the entity of the UFC, billions.
Yeah.
If you don't got a gimmick, you have to have a gimmick. A mean, tough street, Tyson, custom auto trained. There's all a gimmick. It's real, but it's a gimmick. Look at Conor McGregor.
Yep.
He has a gimmick. He's crazy. He's bold. A gimmick. Real life, he's a beautiful guy. You know.
Yeah.
But you have to have a gimmick.
So it sells tickets, put in seats.
Put them butts in the seat.
Yeah.
That's a scary one for fighters too, because the thrill of cocaine for some reason is exciting to people who love like exciting things. Like there's something about fighters or adrenaline junkies that like to be pumped up, and yeah, Conor seems to enjoy it, which is one of the things that makes me think he probably won't come back. But if he does come back, it's got to be now. You know, again at 36 years old now, Paddy Pimblett. That's the fight.
That's going to be a big fight.
Big fight.
Yeah.
But I don't even think Conor's in the drug testing pool anymore.
No?
You don't think so? I don't believe so.
I'm currently in negotiation stage. The opponents, there are multiple opponents on the platform. Of course, I would love to get that one back. I felt I went into his round, and I felt handy early on. He had to wait for me to get tired.
I do have a little bit of a concern with Conor. I do. The words that Conor used are not true. Conor is not negotiating with the United States government. Nor has he ever. Nor will he ever. If you were to ask Conor McGregor the phone number to the United States government, he would not be able to produce it. Just for example, this is not real. But the voice in which Conor did the spoof interview is also not Conor's natural speaking voice. He's doing more and more interviews with this new voice. I enjoy Conor's voice. I like when Conor talks to you. The Macho Man, Randy Savage. Yeah, oh yeah. See, over time, he forgot that this wasn't his actual voice. Yeah, the people that know him. The people that know him say that he started to answer the telephone. He started to answer the telephone with this voice. And the people would say to him, Larry, why are you speaking like that? And he would say, I'm trying to stay into character at all times. This is how you become good at it. This is how you become good at the gimmick.
Even though the White House card is already sparking matchup discussions and fantasy analysis, Conor McGregor will always be in the center of attention, regardless of the names experts choose to include. Although experts are analyzing possible opponents, former champions are offering their opinions, and rumors are everywhere, the true interest lies not in who he might face, but in what his comeback would bring.
At the end of the day, you know, people keep talking about the belts and whatever and this and that, and you know, this guy's gonna fight. They're saying that he can fight Floyd. He's getting ready for Floyd or whatever, and I think the division has moved on. You know, this whole Floyd Mayweather talk and him making 50 mil or 75 mil, whatever the talk is. Like, would you guys come back to MMA after a fight like that? Like, you know, like this guy, you know. Conor should be proud, you know. Everybody tells us, oh, he's a champ, blah, blah, blah. Like, he should be proud, you know. Conor was a champ, you know. He should hold his belt. He should hold his belt up high and proud, you know. And at the end of the day, he's the 2015 champ, you know. This is 2 years later already, and he never ever once talked about defending the 45 belt ever. Not ever. He not ever once talked about it. He talked about defending the 55 belt more than the 45 belt, you know? It's time to move on from this chapter in life already, guys.
When Conor McGregor's name was mentioned in relation to the White House card, Daniel Cormier didn't think twice. He suggested that after receiving huge payouts from his boxing match against Floyd Mayweather, his record-breaking bout with Khabib Nurmagomedov, and his significant business activities outside of the ring, McGregor's appetite might have diminished. Additionally, Cormier cited the Khabib fight as proof that McGregor found it difficult to bounce back from extended grappling bouts, emphasizing that Nurmagomedov presented an entirely new caliber of difficulty compared to his prior opponents.
What about Conor McGregor at the White House?
Man,
It's over, bro.
It's over for him?
It's over, dog. Conor McGregor.
He made too much money, huh?
He made way too much. He sold that liquor for what, 500 million?
Yeah, he got 100 million for fighting Floyd.
Got 100 million for fighting Floyd. Then he was doing pay-per-views like nothing.
Yeah.
And him and Khabib did 2.5 million pay-per-views. Him and Khabib was the best.
Did you think he was just one-dimensional and that's why?
No, he was good.
But when they got him on the ground, DC, he couldn't get up.
They couldn't get him on the ground.
Yeah, they did.
Khabib got him on the ground. That Khabib was a different person.
Justin Gaethje is approaching the matter from a totally different perspective, while Daniel Cormier wonders if McGregor still has the same fire. Despite their rivalry being tied, he has no desire to make peace with Dustin Poirier once more. Rather, Gaethje immediately turns his focus to the most significant opportunity, McGregor on the White House stage. That's the battle he thinks is worthwhile. It's about stepping into a moment that promises magnitude, noise, and career-defining stakes, not about going back in time.
No, what about a trilogy against Dustin Poirier?
No,
if he decides to come out of retirement, are you interested in that?
No. Or 1-on-1.
Yep.
I'm fighting for the championship next. I mean, that is the biggest fight in the world for me, for this division. It's the biggest fight that any of us could ever have. It's fighting for an undisputed gold championship belt. So there's nothing else that entertains me. If they came to me and said, do you want to fight McGregor on the White House card instead, I would think about it.
However, Demetrius Johnson sees it differently, and he's not shy about saying so. In his view, name value alone shouldn't guarantee Conor McGregor or Jon Jones a place on the White House card. He believes the spotlight should belong to the fighters who are actively competing, staying consistent, and earning their opportunities in real time. For Johnson, it's about rewarding momentum and commitment, not reputation. Even the biggest stars, he suggests, shouldn't bypass those who are showing up and delivering right now.
If, like, let's say Jon Jones comes back, he fights Johnson Almeida. He was like, you know what? I want to be on the White House card. What do I got to do? They're like, okay, you fight the winner of Volkov versus Johnson Almeida. Bet. And then he beats Johnson Almeida. And then it's okay, perfect. You're going to fight the winner of XYZ on the White House. Perfect. I'm all for it. But I just don't like when somebody's iced, sitting there chilling. They get to pick and choose what they do. Maybe they earn that right. I have no idea. Right? But for me, I want to see guys who are putting the fucking, rubber to the pavement. Brother, and all the accomplishment Jon Jones has done, it's amazing. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that if we got guys who are on the roster who are fucking fighting their asses off, they should have the first dibs to get on the White House. Even for Conor, we don't need his ass on the White House, right? But I know him and Donald Trump, they got some good things going. But I just don't want to see other athletes miss out on an opportunity that are fighting right now.
Whereas Chael Sonnen admitted he has some reservations about Conor McGregor, particularly regarding recent claims about negotiating with the U.S. government. He dismissed that idea outright, arguing there's no truth to it and suggesting it was more performance than reality. Chael also pointed out that in a recent spoof-style interview, McGregor didn't even sound like himself, noting that Conor seems to be leaning into a more exaggerated tone lately. Drawing a comparison to pro wrestling personas, Chael referenced how some entertainers stay in character so long that it starts to blur into everyday life, hinting that McGregor may be walking that same line.
I do have a little bit of a concern with Conor. I do. The words that Conor used are not true. Conor is not negotiating with the United States government. Nor has he ever. Nor will he ever. If you were to ask Conor McGregor the phone number to the United States government, he would not be able to produce it. Just for example, this is not real. But the voice in which Conor did the spoof interview is also not Conor's natural speaking voice. He's doing more and more interviews with this new voice. I enjoy Conor's voice. I like when Conor talks to you.
The Macho Man, Randy Savage, See, over time, he forgot that this wasn't his actual voice. The people that know him. The people that know him say that he started answering the telephone. He started answering the telephone with this voice. And the people would say to him, Larry, why are you speaking like that? And he would say, I'm trying to stay into character at all times. This is how you become good at it. This is how you become good at the gimmick.
Continuing his point, Chael said what worries him is that some of the promises being floated simply don't line up with reality. He argued that ideas like special government perks or grand national symbolism tied to McGregor fighting at the White House just don't exist in the way they're being presented. While he acknowledged that McGregor remains the sport's biggest attraction, earning the largest purses because he brings unmatched attention, Chael questioned the optics of framing an Independence Day spectacle around a non-American fighter. The real danger, he said, is when a performer begins to believe the persona they've created.
I will just tell you, it's a little bit concerning for me, only from the perspective of the things that Conor has put out is impossible to match. There is no 100 golden visas. There is no significance to Conor fighting at the White House. Like, that's not an American. Just for example, he is the biggest draw in the sport. Conor always gets the biggest paycheck. He gets that because he brings in more eyes than anybody. But if his plan is to come out and vocally, through the media, let it be known that all the stops are being pulled on America's Independence Day for somebody who is not an American, it's not a good look. He's creating a scenario that can't happen. And as long as he knows this is a character performing, much like this new speaking voice that he's developed, if he's out there just working, we've got no problem. The problem only becomes if and when he marks out for his own gimmick, which most guys eventually do, because we are whoever we pretend to be.
Khabib tied the stakes directly to the White House card, emphasizing that it's about more than just spectacle. While a fight with someone like Cowboy Cerrone might make McGregor look flashy and move tickets, the real measure is whether he can still compete with the elite fighters like Dustin Poirier, Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira, or Justin Gaethje. For Khabib, the White House isn't just a stage for money or attention, it's a proving ground to see if McGregor's prime is truly behind him or if he can still perform at the very top. In his view, the matchup will determine whether Conor remains a legitimate contender or merely a headline.
It depends you fight with who. If you're gonna fight with Cowboy Cerrone, you're gonna look good. You're gonna be like lion. But if you're gonna fight like guys who on the top, who really best in the world, like Dustin Poirier, like this fight gonna show your level. You know, okay, fight with Cowboy or like these fights, be lion and that's it, make money. This is smart. But if you wanna become champion, if you wanna fight like Beneil, Islam, Charles, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, these guys lions, you know, these guys gonna show your level. And
then Manny Pacquiao threw his hat into the ring, proposing a White House showdown with McGregor. For Pacquiao, it's equal parts challenge and a nod to his connection with Khabib, and he's unapologetic about wanting to see McGregor truly tested. With every new contender speaking up, the card begins to take shape as more than just speculation. It's turning into a high-stakes spectacle fans can't look away from. Each call-out adds another layer of tension, making the White House stage feel poised to become one of the most unpredictable arenas in fight history.
Now, another big name that you've been linked with over the years, and there was very big rumours about you and Conor McGregor. I know Umar Kremlev has said that he wants to maybe stage that fight one day in Russia. Do you think that would ever happen, you boxing Conor McGregor, or you having a crossover fight with Conor McGregor?
Oh yeah, that's possible also with Conor McGregor. It depends, but as long as I can still fight.
And then just final one from me, similar to Conor McGregor, have Khabib Nurmagomedov, who is of course a massive star in MMA, an undefeated fighter. If you had the choice between fighting Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov, who would you fight and why?
McGregor.
And why would it be McGregor, not Khabib?
Too much.
Do you prefer that?
I want to shut his mouth out.
Do you prefer that somebody at Khabib is very humble, very, you know, is a very religious man? You prefer that type of person?
He's a nice guy. He's a nice person, humble, and that's an inspiration. A good role model for sports.
Then Max Holloway weighed in on the ongoing chatter around Conor McGregor, belts, and potential matchups. He pointed out that while everyone debates who Conor might fight next or how much money he's making, like the Floyd Mayweather bout, the divisions themselves have already moved on. Holloway emphasized that Conor should be proud of his accomplishments, especially as the 2015 champion, but noted that he hasn't once seriously discussed defending the 145-pound title, focusing more on the 145-pound belt instead. For Max, it's clear. It's time to close that chapter and let the sport keep moving forward. On the other hand, there are also talks of other fighters joining in, and Jon Jones is clearly captivated by the White House card, especially with the buzz around Ilia Topuria potentially headlining against Justin Gaethje. While he admires fighters like Anderson Silva for their skill, it's the prospect of Topuria stepping into that historic spotlight that excites him the most, highlighting just how monumental the White House stage could become in shaping the sport's next big moments. Building on the buzz around the White House card, Justin Gaethje has made it clear that his potential clash with Ilia Topuria could be career-defining. Confident in his knockout power and skills, Gaethje isn't shying away from the challenge, fully aware that Topuria has finished elite fighters like Volkanovski and Holloway. For him, a victory on that historic stage would keep his fighting fire alive, while a knockout loss might signal that it's time to hang up the gloves. Either way, the matchup promises fireworks that could steal the entire show. Jon Anik offered his own take on the White House card, recognizing the buzz around Conor McGregor's return, but raising doubts about some of the rumored opponents. He noted that a bout with Michael Chandler, though flashy and crowd-pleasing, wouldn't hold much significance in the lightweight division, and could even be at a catchweight. For Anik, the real excitement lies in potential matchups with fighters like Nate Diaz or Mauricio Rua, fights that would truly challenge McGregor's abilities and carry meaningful stakes inside the octagon. And then Brendan Schaub laid out his vision for the White House card, placing Jon Jones in the main event and McGregor versus Justin Gaethje in the co-main, ensuring the sport's biggest names stay in the spotlight. Beyond that, he floated potential bouts like Sugar Sean and Corey Sandhagen, though he admits those matchups might not generate the same buzz. For Schaub, the key is balancing star power with fights that keep fans engaged from start to finish. So what do you think? Who will actually make it onto the White House card? Right now, all signs point to Conor McGregor taking center stage, and with the buzz surrounding potential matchups like Justin Gaethje, Nate Diaz, and even Ilia Topuria, the excitement is off the charts. Will McGregor headline? Will new stars rise alongside him? Drop your predictions in the comments, share who you want to see step into the cage, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single update on this historic card.